Hello, everybody. This is Matthew coming from the early on. And in celebration of the Truth and Reconciliation Week that is happening this week, as well as tomorrow being Orange Shirt Day, September 30th, I would like to read to you a wonderful story by some of our Indigenous authors that we do have here in Canada. I would like to first begin today with a land acknowledgement. I would first like to say that the land acknowledgement started in British Columbia, where there are no treaties at all. Its popularity has spread as an acknowledgement of Indigenous presence and assertion of sovereignty. It is used in a variety of ways, such as at opening events and meetings. Toronto is in the dish with one spoon territory. The dish with one spoon is a treaty between the Anishinaabe, Mississaugas, and Haudenosaunee that bound them to share the territory and protect the land. Subsequent Indigenous nations and peoples, Europeans, and all newcomers have been invited into this treaty in the spirit of peace, friendship, and respect. The dish, or sometimes it is called the bowl, represents what is now southern Ontario, from the Great Lakes to Quebec and from Lake Simcoe into the United States. We all eat out of the dish, and all of us that share this territory with only one spoon. That means we have to share the responsibility of ensuring the dish is never empty, which includes taking care of the land and the creatures that share it. Importantly, there are no knives at the table, representing that we must keep the peace. The dish is graphically presented in the picture of the wampum, which I will show you. Thank you. And today I would like to share you a story which is called I Like Who I Am. And the author is Tara White, and it's illustrated by Lee Claremont. Good morning, class. This is our new student, Selena, the teacher said, as she stood with Selena in the front of the class. Hello, Selena, the class shouted. Selena smiled and sat down at the empty desk. After the recess bell rang, the kids raced out the door to the playground. Selena stood on the sidelines and watched the kids play. Hi, Selena. I'm Heather, a girl said and stood beside her. What are you doing here? Another girl, Becky, interrupted and bumped Heather aside. I moved here because my mom started a new job with the band council, Selena answered. No, I mean, why are you here? You are not Mohawk, Becky said. Yes, I am, said Selena. You have blonde hair and blue eyes. You are not Mohawk, Becky said. My mom, granddad, uncles, and cousins are Mohawk. I am Mohawk, Selena said. I don't care if your mom, granddad, uncles, and cousins are Mohawk. You have blonde hair and blue eyes. You are not Mohawk. The girl yelled as her face turned red. Becky's friends laughed at Selena as Becky stomped away. Becky is always mean, Heather said. Just ignore her. The next day, as Selena and Heather played in the schoolyard, Becky walked up to Selena and said, What are you doing here? You are not Mohawk. Yes, I am, said Selena. I have a Mohawk name. That means the creation is complete. I am Mohawk, Selena said. I don't care if you have a Mohawk name that means the creation is complete. You have blonde hair and blue eyes. You are not Mohawk, Becky yelled as her face turned red and she clenched her fist. Then Becky stomped away. The next day in Mohawk language class, the teacher looked at Becky and asked, Oni wen ni sero ten. Becky looked blankly at the teacher. The teacher repeated the question. Becky continued to look blankly and began to blush. The teacher then looked at Selena and said, Oni wen ni sero ten. Io rako te atse. It's sunny out, Selena answered. Very good, Selena, the teacher responded. Later, in the playground, Becky and her friends walked up to Selena and said, What are you doing here? You are not Mohawk. Yes, I am, said Selena. I can speak Mohawk. I am Mohawk. I don't care if you can speak Mohawk. You have blonde hair and blue eyes. You are not Mohawk. Becky yelled as her face turned bright red. She clenched her fists and stomped her feet. Becky's friends laughed at Selena. Becky stomped away. Selena, your great-grandma's here, Selena's mother called to her. She finished making your jingle dress for the powwow. I'm not going to dance in the powwow. Selena came out of her bedroom. Why not? Her great-grandma asked. Because I have blonde hair and blue eyes. I am not Mohawk, she answered quietly. Let's go for a walk, her great-grandma said. They walked in silence until they reached the powwow grounds. Close your eyes and tell me what you hear, said Selena's great-grandma. I hear a dog barking, Selena answered. I mean, what do you hear in your heart? I don't know, Selena shrugged her shoulders. Take a moment and listen, her great-grandma said. Selena kept her eyes closed. I hear drumming, she said softly, and opened her eyes to look around. But I don't see anyone drumming. She looked confused. The drumming is in your heart. Being Mohawk is not about how you look. It's about the way you live your life, your knowledge and beliefs in our culture. It's about what's in your heart, her great-grandma said, and placed her hands over Selena's and pulled them up to Selena's heart. Never let anyone tell you otherwise. The morning of the powwow, Selena put on her jingle dress and let her great-grandma braid her hair. I'm just going to go and watch the dancing, Selena said as she walked with her family to the powwow. They found seats in the stands and settled in. Selena saw Becky and her friends sitting and laughing. Becky looked over and made a mean face at Selena. Selena looked away. She listened to the drumming, watched the dancers, and soon forgot all about Becky. The next competition will be the Iroquois smoke dance, the announcer said. All dancers, please line up. Oh, this is my favorite dance, Selena said. I am going to dance today, she said, and she walked past the kids from her class. She felt Becky staring at her, but she kept walking. The drumming started, and Selena's feet moved quickly. She loved this dance because of the fast beat of the drum and how her feet seemed to magically move in perfect rhythm with the drum. She danced and loved the feeling in her heart. Her foot touched the ground and stopped with the last beat of the drum. She opened her eyes and had a huge smile on her face as she looked straight at Becky. The group of kids stared at Selena with their mouths gaping open. Selena continued to smile as she walked past the group and went back to her family. A little while later, her great-grandma gave her money to buy a lemonade. There was a group of kids near the lemonade booth, standing around Becky. Becky's not Mohawk. She doesn't know anything. She can't even dance. A boy taunted and everybody laughed. It's true, another boy said. She can't speak Mohawk either. Becky's face turned red and she ran off with tears in her eyes. Selena saw Becky crying beside a tree. Are you okay? Selena asked. Did you come to make fun of me too? Becky asked. No. I wanted to see if you are okay, Selena said. I'm sorry I made fun of you. I was wrong. I'm the one who's not Mohawk. I don't have a Mohawk name. I can't speak Mohawk, and I can't dance, Becky said. I can teach you, Selena said. I would like that, Becky said and smiled. A few days later, Selena, Heather, and Becky were in the playground. Selena was teaching the girls how to count in Mohawk. Joey came over and said to Selena, "What are you doing here?" I'm here because I am Mohawk. I have blonde hair and blue eyes, and I am Mohawk, Selena yelled. No, I mean, what are you doing out here when there is a powwow dancing demonstration going on in the gym? Did you forget about it? He asked. Oh, I guess I did, Selena laughed. Thanks, Joey, she said as she, Heather, and Becky ran to the gymnasium. And that is the end, because they all get to dance, all get to celebrate their culture together. So again, I just want to say thank you very much for listening to our story. Again, this was I Like Who I Am. The author was Tara White, and it was illustrated by Lee Claremont. I just wanted to thank you all for enjoying, and however you take some time during this week of Truth and Reconciliation, just, take some moments to appreciate the land that we are on, all who have come before us, all who will come after us, and in our own special way, try to say thank you and give the land and the people who are on it the respect and the care that they deserve. And I say thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.